Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper Offersen and today we are going to look at yet another sunscreen, and today it is again one for kids or designed for kids, and that is the one from P20 from the company called RIEMANN. And we are looking at this one today because in the comments boxes I noticed that they were swarmed with 3 requests for me doing a review on it, and I thought I better act swiftly before the comments boxes was further inundated with requests. So here we go. So the one from RIEMANN is the one which is Suncare for kids, and that is SPF 50 plus, as you can see down here. And it is a UVA and it is UVB, and it has the UVA in a circle, which you can see at the back here. And that means that it lives up to the EU standards, that it has to be for the UVA at least a third of what is mentioned as the SPF. So if we are looking at the stars, so that is the boot rating, the boots rating here in England, and it has a UVA rating which is 4. So there are 4 stars, and you can see that here. So when you look at the web page for RIEMANN or for P20, it will tell you that all their products, not all their products, but they will say that their products are 5-star rated. And then they, interestingly enough, put a little star. And when you go down and look where the star is, it will tell you that, well, the 5-star rating is only for their sunscreens, which are with the SPF of 30. So it is not for the SPF of 50 plus. So that would only be 4 stars. But now 4 stars is just for the UVA, and if you have an SPF of 50, I mean, then if the UVA has a star rating of 4, you are quite high up anyway, so it would not really matter that much for the UVA, because you are so very high up, so you are very well protected. And I think, without knowing, I think that the reason that the rating is only 4 is that RIEMANN, they don't want to put too much sunscreen in it if it can be avoided, because sunscreen filters or UV filters, they are not something that is healthy for you. It might protect you, but it's not in itself healthy, so you don't want to overdo it on the UV filters if you can avoid it. Now I have looked at other sunscreens, and I made a video which you can see up here, where I compared to other products which are also for kids, and that is the one from NIVEA, and it is the one kids here for sensitive skin. And then I compared it to the one from GARNIER, the Ambre Solaire one, which looks like this, and that is also for kids. Now, what is interesting about these 3 products is that which one should you choose, and why should you choose it? Well, as I said in the other video, I would not use the Ambre Solaire one from GARNIER, because there are some issues with it, and mainly apart from it only has 3 stars, so in boots rating it only has 3 stars, so worse than the 2 other ones. And then it does not live up to the bill from the US Virgin Islands, where another UV filter than from the Hawaiian bill is also banned, which is the UV filter called Octocrylene. And in this one here you can find another ingredient as well, and that is something called Ethylhexyl salicylate. And then there is another UV filter which is called Homosalate, and they are all found in this product here, and therefore that is not good. So you came here in order to hear about the P21 for kids. So what about that one? Well, if you look at the ingredients list, then there in this product here is something called Ethylhexyl salicylate, and that is something that is also hormone disturbing, and therefore you really would not like to have that in the product. So what about the one from NIVEA? Well, in the one from NIVEA there is the filter which is called a Homosalate, which you also found in the GARNIER one, and there is also Ethylhexyl salicylate, and those things you really you would not like to have in your product if you are really like you want it to be the best you can get. And therefore, if you were in Denmark, where I originally come from, then there is an association that is called Think, or in Danish it's called Tænk, and they are reviewing various sunscreens every year and tell people what you should use and what you shouldn't use. So they grade them, and they would give them a rating from A to B and to C. And it is so that in the future, then it will be that all these sunscreens here, which are meant for kids, they will all get the rating of a C mark, and that is simply because there are hormone disturbing ingredients in the products. So there are obviously other sunscreens that you can use, and then you are usually not working with the most well-known brands, because it, for some reason, it always seems like the more well-known brands, they always have some sort of, or usually always have some sort of ingredients that you don't really want. And if you would like to have stuff that is really safe for the environment and for yourself as well, you need to go to have more of these sort of niche products. And when you go into the supermarket, you will not usually find those niche products, and you will find something like these ones here, and the NIVEA one here. So which one should you then choose if you have to choose one of these ones here? And then definitely I would go for the P20 one, and that I would do because it has the least of these hormone disturbing ingredients in it. So that was the more in-depth things. And one thing I would say is that in these sunscreens there are a lot of ingredients in general, and we know that a lot of the ingredients, they are not particularly healthy for us, and we also need to think that what is not seen as being dangerous or harmful to us at the moment might be seen as harmful in 5 years time or in 10 years time. So that is yeah, that is the unfortunate thing about sunscreens and a lot of cosmetics in general, that along as we go, we find out more and more and more, and usually it is that things are not good for us, unfortunately. So as I said, if I had to choose one of these one, I would choose the P20 from RIEMANN. And how does it then perform? Because you can see how the two other ones, they are performing in the video up here. And they were kind of like, when I had it on the arm, it was kind of like the same for stickiness and so on. So I tried this one earlier today, and just to show you how it is, I put it on the arm, which you can maybe see if you do it like that. Whoops. And then it just went all over. So this is maybe a little bit much. So one thing to say, which I showed in the other video, is that this one here is a rollerball or a roll-on thing. So it's much easier to distribute around your body than this one, which just gives one big splash, really. And I actually tried to do it gently. So it doesn't have a perfume added, whereas which is really weird. And as I said in the other video, that the one from Ambre Solaire, it actually has a very unpleasant perfume in it, and there might be some people that loves it. I couldn't stand it. So now we are just putting this on the arm here, and already as I am putting it on, it feels way more sticky than the two other sunscreens. And I would say earlier today I put it on my hand up here, and in the beginning I thought, oh, that's gonna be really like not kind of like an oil slick, but it would be really sticky, and after a little while it actually went less and less sticky, but still, if you took your finger over it, it would very easily slip and slide. But how does it smell? Well, I would say compared to this one, which really doesn't really smell of anything, I would say this maybe smells even less, or maybe kind of like the same, but there's no perfume in it, so it is just the smell of the ingredients, so you can't really camouflage them. Though I do know that there are actually some ingredients that you can put into sunscreens and creams in general in order to mask unpleasant odors. So yeah, now that I have put it on, I don't know, you can maybe see that it is a bit shiny. And that means also that it is a bit sticky. It feels nice on the skin as such, but it continues to be a little bit oily, and the reason for that, I think, is not just because of the sunscreens themselves, which can be a little bit oily, but also because it contains a lot of plant oils in it, and so that is what kind of like keeps making it sticky, just like if you have put some sort of wax in your hair and you would like to wash your hands afterwards, kind of like keeps giving. Yeah, on the skin it will be a little bit sticky, and that is because it is waterproof. And actually they say that of the sunscreens in Europe, this is the sunscreen that is the best for waterproofness. So that is the one that will last the longest. But still, as I have said in other videos, when you are using something that is waterproof, it just means that you can wear it when you are in the water, and it will not disperse into the water straight away. Of course it will, but not straight away. But the point here is that when you're going out of the water again, you will dry yourself down, and then regardless of what they claim, you need to put it on again to be on the safe side. Apart from this, I think they claim that it will last for 10 hours. So you can put it on in the morning, and then you can just have it on basically during the whole day. But that is under optimal conditions, because when you are touching through the day and you are having some whatever going on, you will take it off. So for that sense, if you put it on your arm and you just left it and nothing touched it at all, yes, it would last 10 hours, but that is not a reality. So that would be under controlled conditions, which are not out in nature, unfortunately. So yes, the bottom line here is that if I had to choose one of these ones here, I would choose the one from Riemann, and that is the one that looks like this. So this was my verdict on this product here, and if you look at the front here, it actually says it protects up to 10 hours, and you can see that down here, and it says that and up to 3 hours in the water. Now what it means is, of course, that if you are putting it on as directed, then it will last up to 3 hours if you are in the water. But it doesn't mean that you can just put this one on and then you can go into the water for an hour, and then you can go up and then run around for the remaining 2 hours, because you most likely will dry yourself down, and therefore you need to reapply, as I just said. So yes, this is definitely the one I would go for if it was one of these three I had to choose from. So if you would like to see more of this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do all the things you must do in order to be notified when I upload more of these sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.